I'm going to talk about an off-road trend that these new off-road vehicles are kind of following. And there's a couple of the brands that are not following the trend, and they're doing good doing it. They're going to pick up a little bit more market. I don't know if the new trend is going to, help the market or not, but we'll see. So when you look at Jeep and Toyota and Ford, Nissan, you're going to see a trend of what's going on. Like in Colorado, the Chevy Colorado ZR2, let's start with Jeep first. So when you look at Jeep, Jeep sales, as a lot of you know, the Jeep sales are going down right now. And I think it's because they're trying to squeeze as much money out of the current Jeep as possible. They're not updating it. They're, as you've seen by the new year, they put a new grill on it, and they kept, a couple new little tiny items, but they didn't really do any real updates. They called it a complete refresh, but they really didn't do anything to it. And I think it's because they're trying to squeeze as much money out of the current production model, get as much money as they can out of it. Now, if you look at the concepts that Jeep's coming out with, like this one right here, I'm sure you already know that Jeep was bought out by a French company, and they don't understand what the off-road enthusiast wants out of a Jeep, and they don't really know the market. They think it's a car market, where you're competing against other cars, but Jeep wasn't like that. It never was like that. Jeep owners, if you looked at the research, they competed against boats, because someone who was going to buy a Jeep for off-roading their competition was they were going to buy a boat to go have fun. So Jeep's competition is a fun zone, not daily driving zone. And the problem is they're trying to market this thing as a daily driving zone and not as an off-road vehicle. So, the new concepts are kind of showing this. I don't know if they're going to pull through with this or not, but Bronco is what the big interrupter was, on Jeep. Jeep started getting a little bit of a bite taken out of from the Bronco, and I think that's why Jeep's trying to change a little bit. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. Time will tell. Now, Toyota Tacoma kind of did the same thing. They're kind of shifting away from the off-road enthusiasts, and they're making these things a little wider, a little more stable, a little more creature comfort for the main roads. And doing that, they are actually taking away a lot of the off-road, capabilities of this truck. They're making it longer wheelbase. If you look at the Tacoma four doors, they're practically a Tundra. The width is practically a Tundra. So they're, a big truck now. And the problem is they are taking away from the off-road enthusiast on this. Now, their point is not many people drive these off-road. And that's true. Not many people do. But the percentage that they do drive off-road, they do drive here and there off-road, and they want a highly capable truck when they do go off-roading. And whenever somebody buys a truck and they don't go off-roading, they still want the most capable vehicle to be able to go off-roading. They don't want to buy a truck because it's a truck. They want to buy it for the off-road experience or the off-road capability. Now, I think that's what the problem with the Tacoma and the Jeep are going into, is they think that the market is, all street driving, and true. The majority of them are street driving, but they're buying it because it has the capability to go off-roading, or it has the looks to go off-roading. It has this, nice capabilities. And if you take away the capability of the truck, then the buyer isn't going to buy it anymore, because they're going to be like, well, why am I buying this? It's not the best off-road truck anymore. I'm going to buy something else. So let's go to Ford. Ford has really opened their eyes on this, and they've seen what Tacoma's doing. They've seen what Jeep is doing right now, and they are going full in. If you look at the Ford Raptor, the Ford Raptor is a highly capable off-road truck. It's got good travel suspension. It's got good, pretty much everything. The Ford Raptor is just a win for off-roading enthusiasts. And I think that's going to start sales numbers in the rugged Ford Ranger, because they're going to see this and they're going to say, oh, this is highly capable. I'm going to buy this because it can do these, options that I want it to do. So I think Ford Ranger with their Raptor is just a win-win, because it is a highly capable truck. If you look at it compared to the Tacoma, and don't get me wrong, I am a Tacoma guy. I love Tacoma, but Ford Ranger Raptor is just smoking it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It's like $10,000 cheaper, and it has more capabilities. So, it's a win-win on that. Who's, no-brainer. What are you going to buy, the one that's $10,000 cheaper and better off-roader, and it still drives nice? Pretty much a no-brainer right there. And if you look at the Ford Bronco, Bronco was a win already. I mean, it's a little bit wider. It does have a lot more capability. It's not as capable as the Jeep Wranglers, but with the direction that the French company is taking Jeep, I hope it survives. I hope that they see that people that want to buy a Jeep are enthusiasts and they want it for the off-road capability. They're not just mall crawling with these things. They want it for the off-road capability. And I just hope that they see this in the future, because Ford has seen it, and Ford sales are taking off because of this. And as you can see, the market doesn't lie. Jeep sales are plummeting because they're not coming out with the new, latest and greatest, innovations and changes, and they're just not doing it. And it's just like the iPhone. If you look at the iPhone, if you just keep putting a pretty paint on it, nobody's going to buy it after a while. And that's what happened with the iPhone. They just kept putting, pretty lipstick on the pig, and it's still a pig. So don't get me wrong, I own an iPhone too, but it's still, it's just an iPhone. Anyway, I just wanted to, tell everybody what's going on in the market. And, sadly, I really hope Tacoma kind of gets a picture of this and sees, oh, we need to build it a little bit more for the off-road enthusiasts. And I hope Jeep kind of sees the same thing, or maybe they're going to get a great direction in the future for this. I don't know. But, we'll see in the future. Like I said, Tacoma, I really hope you step back and say, okay, let's give it, a little more wheel travel, at least on your next generation design. Give it a shorter wheelbase. You don't go too extreme. People that buy the Tacoma are competing against the Gladiator, and the Gladiator, as we know, the wheelbase is extremely long. Everybody that owns a Gladiator already knows that they're extremely long, and that's why people bought the Tacoma. They bought the Tacoma for reliability and because of the wheelbase being short and off-road capability. So I just hope that the markets get a little better. Ford is going to be winning on this right now, and I'm sure that the other car industries are going to take a look at it. If you look at Colorado, Chevy Colorado, they're also winning. So I just hope the other guys take a look and see, hey, we messed up. That's it for now. And if you like what we're doing, please subscribe, because you all make it happen.